This is Theophilus London. Right now you're on Planet Urban, baby. Stay tuned.
I stand
What's happening, everybody? Real Talk, Planet Urban. Today I'm talking to somebody I mentioned about 3-4 weeks ago on the first ever Lowdown, my album of the week. Theophilus London is in the house. How you doing, man?
Yo, what's up, man? I'm in the building, baby.
That's what's up. Now, this is the first time you're in Australia. How's it been so far?
Oh, man, it's been an emotional, wild tour. I mean, very extravagant. I never came to a whole country and just felt so received on my music. You know, every time I make music, I envision what people would listen to it, and like all the kids, they just look amazing. They're smart, they're progressive. You know, they're like leaders in their city and towns, and it's just amazing to just come out here and like be in front of them like a calling. You feel me? On some Lion King shit. When Simba was just like, yo, I gotta show off Simba. You feel me? Swag.
Which brings me to the next question. You once said that every city inspires you to write, songs. So I'm looking forward to hearing what have you written anything, or have you done any recording while you're here?
Yeah, I've written about 9 songs since I've been here.
That's crazy.
Shit, it's so good getting up on the album, but I'm really writing a new mixtape, like the same orthodox way I did Jam, Charming mixtape. I Want You, like you know what I'm saying, the trilogy.
Yeah.
The trilogy ain't complete. Like we coming for number 4. You feel me? It's like a movie. It's like like this is my 4th film, but it's like a mixtape is good because it's like free. You can put whatever I want on there.
Yeah.
You can put any mood, like all the latest music I listen to. I think a lot of people give me credit for my taste, especially in America. So it's just good to come out in Australia and just like dedicate something to this country. But I'm sure it'll get bigger than Australia, and the whole world will gravitate towards this new mixtape. But it's definitely it's dedicated to Australia.
Looking forward to that one. Also saw a few mentions of you love Sydney. Now you're in Melbourne. Melbourne was just awarded World's Best City.
Wow.
It is the
world's. I gotta go out and see that today. I just got here, man. It's like you gotta give artists a chance because we only get to see cities for like 42 hours, and then we're back in a plane or back on a tour bus. Like, tour. It's not I'm on vacation. So I get whatever I see. We get to the venue, we look outside how it looks. You know what I'm saying? A couple kebab spots. Do a sound check. Get back to this hotel. Get yelled at by the manager for smoking weed in the rooms. So I'm like, damn, I gotta rate this shit a C+. But yo, tonight I think my rating's gonna change because me and my big homie, Big Boy,
yep.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be in the building, and it's like every time we're in the building, you feel me? It's an extravagant situation. So
yeah, looking forward to it.
Fuck.
With that said, your new album is being received really well, especially in Australia. Sweet. We rated it our album of the week a few weeks back.
Thank you, man.
And it's on high rotation on a lot of radio stations like Triple J and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So with that said, you also got your fair share of people criticizing because your album is not a hip hop album. Like no one can take the record and say this is a hip hop record.
Oh yeah, no way, no way.
It's a has electro, pop, everything, little bit of everything. What would you say to people, the purist who criticize, saying this is the type, this is what's happening to hip hop, and finger pointing and saying, you know what, this is not how hip hop's meant to be. Regardless of the fact, if you go back like 1980s and stuff, if you really look at like old school hip hop, if you know your hip hop really well, funk and house feel, electro feel, it's been around for a long time. Anyway, how would you address that when people point that?
Attention, hip hop heads and backpackers. Just don't buy it, don't check it out, dude. I mean, if it's not your taste, you know what I'm saying? This music is fucking directed for your girlfriend to wake up, put her panties on in the mirror while you laying on the bed, you feel me? You might as well stand up and kiss her on the mouth to the wire and try, you feel me? Like, I'm not at a struggle right now in my life. This record was purely made off of just 10 pop songs, 10 fantasy ideas I had in my head, my point of view. Records like Wine and Chocolates, Lighthouse, One Last Time, Last Name London. This is a personal record. This is not an orthodox, this is not a traditional hip hop record. This record is bursting with pop influences, with funk, You know, this is the growth, man. You know, things shouldn't stay the same. If you want things to stay the same, man, you should stay down the old block. Let the city progress. You know, you don't want to see new buildings in the city. You don't want to see new hot girls in school. You don't want to see new hot girls walking in town. So you don't want to see new hot music in the streets. You know, you just might as well stay in the corner and just have a hip hop blog and just be quiet. You feel me? Like listen to that. Listen to go get your Wu-Tang. You know, go check it out. But this, you know, this is something new. This is 2011 and beyond, and I'm here for the next 10 years. Right. I don't want it to sound cocky, man, because a lot of people do get it. But if you don't get it, it's all good. You know, some guys like they listen to Trauma Mixtape and they hated me, and then it took them like 4 more weeks to 5 more weeks to be like, wow, I actually like this guy. So I'm not mad at anyone that don't like it. It's like, it's, you know, it's like wherever your mind takes. You feel me? Yeah. Like me and you, I might not think this. Like I may think this girl's hot. You may think some girl you think is hot. I may think she's a fucking ugly. Yeah. It's like, yo, this girl's hot, dude. I don't know what girl you think is hot. You feel me?
All right. Now moving to something a little bit more spiritual in the sense. I've also read a few places that you meditate and you're in tune with yourself, etc. Especially being a touring artist, you're very much an international artist. A lot of people question where your name comes from and all that stuff, but you're very much an international artist. You can see the reception here in Australia. With this much traveling and everything you do, with meditation and what else, like how do you keep your creativity? How do you be with, how do you do that? Well, it's this job right here, I was telling when I worked with, it's a 24-hour job. This ain't no 9 to 5. This ain't no clock in, clock out. You may get an idea at 4 in the morning. You gotta wake up and make some calls. You feel me? First of all, I just want to say the origin of my name. I was born Theophilus London. It's not like an international name. London in the city. It's nothing to do with my name. It's my surname. Theophilus means lover of God, the God of love, as you can check out in the music. And I definitely, the album was made spiritually. I take deep breaths and I figure out what I want to do, who I want to be. Especially this mixtape was the same vibe. But to stay creative, I design clothes. All the clothes I wear on stage are handmade. Made in-house in Brooklyn. I come up with these designs in my head and then it's like, oh, let's make this happen, do this, do that. Or I got a shoe coming out next week. My first shoe, my album just came out about a month ago and I have a shoe coming out. It's like I'm living like these like dual lives, It's like this whole world is just like one creative pool for me to jump in, and I'm using everything to my resources. I'm not stopping. I'm not slowing down anytime soon. Yeah, that's which leads up to my next question, which is fashion is an integral part of what you do, and you were doing fashion, and you actually used the whole fashion industry and commercials to get your music out. With fashion, what are you doing? You had some shoes released through a brand, and then you have working with a clothing label or anything, or do you just do your own stuff out right now? Well, I created LVRS, which is titled after my creative agency, where I put my first mixtape out, The Lovers. I think any creative person should set up a creative agency. It's the smartest thing to do. It's coming out through my line, LVRS, and everything. I'm not the person to have a clothing line. I don't want a clothing line. I don't want the pressures of having a clothing line. It's too much work. I'd rather make music. I'm here to make music. I know kids, I want to give them something they can hold on to for when I'm gone off this earth. They got my music, they collected all these hats that I put out, they collected like all these sequin tank tops and jeans that I made, and like swagged out jackets that I made. Like, what if Michael Jackson gave away some of the stuff like that? Like, I would have definitely wanted to buy it. So, that's why this fall we're just putting out like 10 exclusive things that I've designed.